Good morning all of you. This is 11th class biology chapter 13 photosynthesis in higher plants, and this is lecture number 5 of this chapter. In today's lecture we are going to discuss C4 pathway in plants and photorespiration. So let's start with C4 pathway. C4 pathway is also called Hatch and Slack pathway because it was discovered by Hatch and Slack, these scientists. It is present in plants adapted to dry tropical regions. So the plants which are adapted to dry tropical regions or which are found in these regions. In those plants only this C4 pathway is found. They also use C3 pathway as main biosynthetic pathway. It doesn't mean that these plants, means which plants are found in dry tropical area, these do not use C3 pathway. These plants also use C3 pathway as their main biosynthetic pathway, but additionally they also shows C4 pathway. The large cells around the vascular bundles of the C4 plants are called bundle sheath cells. Vascular bundles like xylem and phloem. So around those large size cells are present, and those cells make a layer around that is called bundle sheath, and the cells of the bundle sheaths are called bundle sheath cells. So these bundle sheath cells are present here. Such anatomy is called Cranch anatomy. Cranch anatomy where the large size bundle sheath cells are present around the vascular bundles. The bundle sheath cells may form several layers around the vascular bundles. They have large number of chloroplasts, thick walls, impervious to gaseous exchange. So these are the features of C4 plants. Okay, in the plants in which C4 pathway is found, large number of chloroplasts are found in these plants. Their walls are thick. Their cell walls are thick, which are impermeable. Okay, impervious means impermeable to gaseous exchange, and no intercellular spaces are found. This is anatomy of a leaf of C4 plant, and this anatomy is called Cranch anatomy because here these mesophyll cells, you can see here, these large size mesophyll cells present here are making a ring around the bundle sheath cell. Okay, and this ring, or you can say rat-like presence of these mesophyll cell. Here the word cranch means ring or rat, and because these are making a ring here, that's why this anatomy is called Cranch anatomy. Here you can see these are vascular bundles, and around the vascular bundle this is layer of bundle sheath cells. Inside the bundle sheath cells many chloroplasts are present. So this is the anatomy of a C4 leaf. You need to make only this diagram from here to here. You just show the vascular bundles, then bundle sheath cell around that, and these large size mesophyll cells for showing the Cranch anatomy. Now let's talk about C4 pathway steps. So these are steps of Hatch and Slack pathway. First step is primary carbon dioxide acceptor. So first of all, like we have discussed in C3 pathway also, we about the first acceptor of the carbon dioxide. So here also we are discussing about the primary carbon dioxide acceptor, that is phosphoenol pyruvate here. Okay, in this case in C4 pathway it is phosphoenol pyruvate, that is also called PEP, and this PEP is a 3 carbon molecule which is found in mesophyll cells. The enzyme for this fixation is PEP carboxylase, that is also called PAPcase. Okay, this PAPcase enzyme help in the formation of PEP, that is phosphoenol pyruvate. The mesophyll cells lack Rubisco enzyme. Okay, the mesophyll cells of C4 plants lack in these cells Rubisco enzyme is not present. The C4 acid, that is oxaloacetic acid OAA, is formed in mesophyll cells, and this oxaloacetic acid is having 4 carbon. Okay, that's why it is C4 acid. it then forms other 4 carbon acids like malic acid or aspartic acid. Okay, first of all this is formed here, first stable product you can say, and after that it form malic acid and aspartic acid. They are transported to bundle sheath cell. Okay, so first these steps are occurring in mesophyll cell. This oxaloacetic is formed in mesophyll cell, then it is converted into malic acid and that is transported to bundle sheath cell. So remaining steps will occur in bundle sheath cells now. So you can see here this is C4 pathway, and first of all what is happening, this atmospheric carbon dioxide is fixed here. So this is fixation of carbon dioxide, and this phosphoenol pyruvate is the primary acceptor for the carbon dioxide. And here for the fixation, which enzyme is working? PEPcase. Okay, phosphoenol pyruvate carboxylase enzyme is working here, and this is fixation step. And after fixation, this C4 acid is formed here. Which C4 acid is present here? This is oxaloacetic acid. Okay, this is OAA. So you can write the name here, oxaloacetic acid, as C4 acid is formed here, right? After that, this oxaloacetic acid is converted into malic acid and it is transported to the bundle sheath cell. So these are mesophyll cells. Up to here these steps are occurring in mesophyll cell, and this cell is bundle sheath cell. Okay, so this is now transported to the bundle sheath cell. So this C4 acid, which can be malic acid or aspartic acid, okay, this C4 acid is now present in bundle sheath cell, and now what happened with it? Decarboxylation. Decarboxylation means removal of carbon dioxide. Okay, carboxylation means addition of carbon dioxide and decarboxylation means removal of carbon dioxide. So from this C4 acid, carbon dioxide is removed. As you can see here, this carbon dioxide is removed from here. So there are 4 carbon, C4 acid. Okay, so 1 carbon is removed here, that's why it will become C3 acid, means molecule having 3 carbons. Okay, so it convert into C3 acid here. And what happened with this carbon dioxide removed here? This is utilized for the Calvin cycle. Calvin cycle means C3 cycle, C3 pathway. So this C3 pathway is also occurring here in the bundle sheath cells of the C4 plants. Okay, as I told you that in C4 plants both the pathways occur, C3 as well as C4, right? So this C3 pathway is occurring here, and this carbon dioxide removed from here is utilized for that C3 pathway, for that Calvin cycle. Now what happened with this C3 acid here? This C3 acid is again transported to the mesophyll cell. This is mesophyll cell, and this C3 acid is then regenerated to form phosphoenol pyruvate. Okay, so this step is regeneration step. In this regeneration step, again this phosphoenol pyruvate is formed for the fixation of carbon dioxide, for accepting the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Its regeneration is very necessary here, right? Now we can summarize all the steps of Hatch and Slag pathway or C4 pathway. Like first of in bundle sheath cell, if we talk about, C4 acids are broken down to release the carbon dioxide and a C3 molecule, right? Then the C3 molecule is transported back to the mesophyll cell where it is converted to PEP, phosphoenol pyruvate again. The released carbon dioxide that is released during the conversion of C4 acid into C3 acid. Okay, so this carbon dioxide enters the C3 pathway or Calvin cycle, you can say. Bundle sheath cells are rich in rubisco. That's why this Calvin cycle means C3 pathway is occurring in bundle sheath cells of these C4 plants, because mesophyll cells are not having this rubisco in case of C4 plants. Which cells are having rubisco? Bundle sheath cells. Okay, but these bundle sheath cells lack PEP case. So phosphoenol pyruvate carboxylase, which was this enzyme which was present in mesophyll cells of these C4 plants, it is absent in these bundle sheath cells. Thus, C3 pathway is common to both C3 and C4 plants, means it is found in both plants. Now we say that C4 plants are special because first thing, they have a special type of leaf anatomy that is called Cranch anatomy. Okay, that rath of large size mesophyll cells is found only in these C4 plants. Second thing, they can tolerate high temperatures. Third, they show a response to high light intensities. Fourth, they lack photorespiration. Now we will talk about this photorespiration also. What is this? In C4 plants, it doesn't occur. They have greater productivity of biomass. So these are special features of C4 plants. Now we will discuss about our next topic, that is photorespiration. So in Calvin pathway, you know about Calvin pathway, and you know that in Calvin pathway RUBP, ribulose bisphosphate, it combines with carbon dioxide like this, and in the presence of Rubisco enzyme, it converts into two molecules of 3-PGA phosphoglycerate or phosphoglyceric acid, you can say. Okay, these two molecules of phosphoglyceric acid are formed during C3 pathway. Okay, now active sites of Rubisco can bind to carbon dioxide and oxygen. We discussed about it yesterday, that Rubisco can bind oxygen as well as carbon dioxide. Rubisco has greater affinity for carbon dioxide than oxygen. Means if the same concentration of both carbon dioxide and oxygen is present in the surrounding of Rubisco, then Rubisco will bind with more carbon dioxide. This binding is competitive. Competitive means if the relative concentration of O2 and CO2 determines which one will bind to the enzyme. If O2 is found in more concentration in the surrounding, then O2 will bind with that, and if CO2 is present in more concentration, then CO2 binds with Rubisco. What happened in C3 plants? Some oxygen bind to Rubisco. Hence, carbon dioxide fixation is decreased. Because if carbon dioxide get bound with the Rubisco, then only the carbon dioxide is fixed. Okay, and more glucose molecules will be formed, because carbon dioxide fixation is very important here for the photosynthesis. Okay, but in place of carbon dioxide, if oxygen get bound with the Rubisco, then what will happen? There will be no carbon dioxide fixation, so CO2 fixation is decreased here. Here RUBP binds with oxygen to form one molecule of phosphoglycerate and phosphoglycolate, and this phosphoglycolate is of no use here. Okay, because the further procedure for the formation of starch or sugar will not proceed here, and this pathway is called photorespiration. So we can say photorespiration is a process in which oxygen bind to the Rubisco and lead to the formation of phosphoglycolate and phosphoglycerate. In this pathway, there is no synthesis of sugars, ATP and NADPH, right? Because this phosphoglycolate cannot lead to the formation of these. Hence, photorespiration is a wasteful process. Rather, it causes the release of carbon dioxide by using ATP. So, it utilizes ATP also, and it is not forming any ATP, NADPH or any sugar. These are not formed here. That's why it is a wasteful process. With the help of this figure, you can understand about photorespiration. Like this is Rubisco enzyme, and when it combined with carbon dioxide, okay, normally when this Rubisco enzyme combined with carbon dioxide get bound with the Rubisco enzyme, then what is formed? 3-phosphoglycerate or 2 molecules of 3-phosphoglyceric acid. These are formed from ribulase 1,5-bisphosphate. Okay, so you need to make it like this, like a Rubisco enzyme in the presence of CO2. When it bound to CO2, it is forming 2 molecules of 2 molecules of 3-phosphoglycerate. It is E here, glycerate. Okay, and you don't need to make these structures. You just need to write the names here. Ribulase bisphosphate, it is converting into 3-phosphoglycerate when carbon dioxide get bound with Rubisco. But when oxygen get bound with Rubisco, it forms phosphoglycolate. Okay, it is forming phosphoglycolate, and due to this phosphoglycolate, there is no formation of ATP, NADPH or any sugar. It is not formed here. Okay, so this process is called photorespiration. Now, if we talk about C4 plants, in C4 plants, this photorespiration does not occur. Okay, we discussed in the special features of C4 plants that photorespiration doesn't occur in C4 plants because they can increase CO2 concentration at the enzyme site. As we discussed in C4 pathway, in bundle sheath cells, when C4 acid converts into C3 acid, then there is release of carbon dioxide, okay, and the enzyme Rubisco is also present there. So we can say these plants can increase CO2 concentration at enzyme site, right? This takes place when C4 acid from the mesophyll is broken down in the bundle sheath cell to release carbon dioxide. This minimizes the oxygenase activity of Rubisco. So if carbon dioxide is available to the enzyme, so it will not bound with the oxygen. Okay, so it will minimize the oxygenase activity of this enzyme. Due to the lack of photorespiration, productivity and yield are better in C4 plant because this wasteful process is not occurring in C4 plants. That's why productivity of C4 plant is better than C3 plants, right? In addition, these plants show tolerance to high temperature. So that is also advantageous point for these C4 plants to increase their yield. Now for today your homework is NCERT question number 1, 2 and 3. Now let's discuss the homework solution of previous lecture. This is question number 4 of NCERT, that Rubisco is an enzyme that acts both as a carboxylase and oxygenase. Means it can bind with carbon dioxide and with oxygen. Why do you think Rubisco carries out more carboxylation in C4 plants? So we have discussed just now the affinity of Rubisco is much higher than its affinity for oxygen, and it is the concentration of oxygen and carbon dioxide that determines the binding of enzyme. If more concentration of CO2 is there, then it binds with CO2, and if more oxygen is present, then it binds with oxygen. Mesophyll cells of C4 plant lack this enzyme, but this enzyme Rubisco, it is found in bundle sheath cell that girdle the vascular bundles where the Calvin cycle occurs. Malic acid in mesophyll cells is transported to the bundle sheath cells where it undergoes decarboxylation and carbon fixation takes place through the Calvin cycle. So that due to that decarboxylation, carbon dioxide is released here, and that carbon dioxide can be utilized for the Calvin cycle there. So more carbon dioxide will be available there for the enzyme Rubisco, and it prevents Rubisco to serve as an oxygenase.